Supreme Court issued emergency shadow docket ruling May 20th, 2026, striking down assault weapon bans and magazine capacity limits in 19 states. If you live in California, New York, Illinois, or any of 16 other states that banned AR-15S, AK-47S, or magazines over 10 rounds, these bans are unconstitutional starting immediately, and you can legally purchase, possess, and carry previously banned firearms and standard capacity magazines effective today. In stunning 6-3 emergency decision bypassing normal oral arguments, conservative majority held assault weapon bans and magazine restrictions violate Second Amendment because firearms in common use cannot be banned based on cosmetic features, and magazines holding more than 10 rounds are standard capacity protected by constitutional text. Justice Clarence Thomas. When over 24 million AR-15 pattern rifles are owned by Americans for lawful purposes, government cannot ban them by attaching assault weapon label to cosmetic features. Similarly, when magazines holding 11 to 30 rounds are standard capacity sold with most modern firearms, government cannot arbitrarily cap magazine capacity at 10 rounds. Emergency ruling immediately invalidates assault weapon bans in 10 states and magazine capacity limits in 14 states. Subscribe because understanding which firearms and magazines are now legal in your state, why Supreme Court bypassed normal process for emergency ruling, and what you can purchase starting today determines whether you exercise newly restored Second Amendment rights. After Bruin, 2022, established common use test, gun rights organizations filed challenges to assault weapon bans and magazine restrictions in all 19 states with these laws. Lower courts split. Ninth Circuit upheld California's assault weapon ban. Fifth Circuit struck down similar bans. Fourth Circuit upheld Maryland's 10-round magazine limit. Seventh Circuit struck down Illinois ban. Rather than allow circuit split to persist for years, Supreme Court granted emergency application, consolidated all 19 state challenges, and issued comprehensive ruling striking down both types of bans. Decision effective immediately May 20th, 2026. No stay. Let me break down what court held, the 19 states affected, which specific firearms and magazines are now legal, why this was emergency ruling, and what gun owners can do today. Number 1. What Supreme Court held. Core holding. Assault weapon bans violate Second Amendment by banning firearms in common use based on cosmetic features. Magazine capacity limits violate Second Amendment by restricting standard capacity magazines commonly used for lawful purposes. Government cannot ban arms in common use even if labeled assault weapons, or restrict magazine capacity below standard. Justice Thomas, Roberts, Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Barrett joining. Bruin established clear test. Arms in common use for lawful purposes are protected. Over 24 million AR-15 pattern rifles exist in civilian hands, used for home defense, sporting, hunting, recreation. This exceeds number of Ford F-150 trucks on American roads. AR-15S are in common use. States cannot evade protection by labeling these assault weapons based on features like pistol grips, adjustable stocks, barrel shrouds that are cosmetic and don't change semi-automatic function. Similarly, magazines holding 11 to 30 rounds are standard capacity. Glock 17 comes with 17-round magazine. AR-15 comes with 30-round magazine. These are not high capacity. They are standard. States cannot arbitrarily restrict to 10 rounds. Historical tradition shows no founding-era restrictions on magazine capacity or cosmetic features. Modern restrictions lack historical pedigree. Under Bruin, these bans fail. Why 6-3? Barrett joined conservatives, surprising observers expecting 5-4. Her concurrence emphasized narrow application. Ruling applies only to commonly owned firearms and standard capacity magazines. Doesn't address machine guns or weapons not in common use. Liberal dissenters, Sotomayor, Kagan, Jackson, argued emergency posture inappropriate. Lower courts should develop record on public safety evidence. Why emergency shadow docket? 2 reasons. 1. Circuit split, creating situation where identical conduct constitutional in Texas, but criminal in California. 2. Ongoing constitutional violation, everyday bans remain. Citizens in 19 states denied Second Amendment rights during litigation. Court held emergency intervention necessary to prevent irreparable harm. Number 2. The 19 states affected and what's now legal. 10 states with assault weapon bans struck down: California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Washington. These states banned AR-15 pattern rifles, AK-47 pattern rifles, and other semi-automatic rifles with certain features: pistol grips, adjustable stocks, flash suppressors, grenade launchers, bayonet lugs. Bans immediately invalid. Can now purchase, possess, carry any semi-automatic rifle regardless of features. 14 states with magazine capacity limits struck down: California, 10 rounds, Colorado, 15 rounds, Connecticut, 10 rounds, Delaware, 17 rounds, Hawaii, 10 rounds, Illinois, 10 rounds for long guns, 15 for handguns, Maryland, 10 rounds, Massachusetts, 10 rounds, New Jersey, 10 rounds, New York, 10 rounds, Oregon, 10 rounds, Rhode Island, 10 rounds, Vermont, 10 rounds for long guns, 15 for handguns, Washington, 10 rounds. All magazine capacity restrictions immediately invalid. Can now purchase, possess, carry standard capacity magazines of any size. 5 states affected by both: California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, have both assault weapon bans and magazine limits, both struck down. Specific firearms now legal in 10 banned states: AR-15 pattern, Colt S&W, Ruger, Daniel Defense, BCM, PSA, Arrow; AK-47 pattern, WASR, ZPAP, Arsenal, PSA; AR-10/.308, DPMS, Arrow M5, Ruger SR762. Semi-auto shotguns with pistol grips: Mossberg 9.3 OSPX, Benelli M4. Any semi-auto rifle with detachable magazine and pistol grip, adjustable stock, flash suppressor. Specific magazines now legal in 14 restriction states: standard handgun, Glock 17, 17 rounds, Glock 19, 15, SIG P320, 17, Beretta 92, 15. Standard rifle, AR-15, 30, AK-47, 30, AR-10, 20. Extended, 40-round AR-15, 50-round drum, 100-round drum. No capacity limit. Number 3, state response and immediate impact. California, Governor Newsom. Decision endangers public safety and ignores California voters. Exploring legal options including state constitutional amendment, emergency legislation requiring microstamping and insurance for newly legal firearms, enhanced background checks. Until further notice, California requires 10-day waiting period, enhanced background check, firearm safety certificate for all purchases. New York, Governor Hochul. Reckless decision puts New Yorkers at risk. Emergency legislation being drafted requiring enhanced training, liability insurance, safe storage for semi-automatic rifles. Attorney General exploring petition for rehearing and stay. Illinois, Governor Pritzker. Devastating blow to gun safety. Illinois, implementing enhanced regulations including registration, training mandate, sensitive location restrictions. Law enforcement directed to monitor newly legal firearms sales. Gun rights organizations, GOA, FPC, SAF, declaring victory. Advising members in 19 states to purchase previously banned firearms immediately before new restrictions enacted. Retailer response, gun stores reporting unprecedented demand. Palmetto State Armory, primary arms advertising, Freedom Week 2.0 sales targeting, California, New York, Illinois customers. Prices surging due to demand. Number 4. What states cannot do. Cannot require registration. Ruling strikes down bans. Prevents registration of previously banned firearms as condition of legalization. Registration would chill Second Amendment exercise. Cannot impose longer waiting periods. States maintain existing waiting periods, California 10 days, but cannot impose longer periods specifically for newly legal firearms. Cannot ban through roster system. California cannot expand handgun roster to rifles, cannot require micro-stamping or impossible to meet requirements. Cannot restrict to ranges only. Cannot allow possession but restrict newly legal firearms to shooting ranges. Keep and bear protects home possession and carry. Cannot impose liability insurance, likely unconstitutional as financial barrier to exercising Second Amendment right, similar to poll tax. What states can do? Maintain existing background checks. NICS plus state. Prohibited persons laws, sensitive location restrictions, schools, courthouses, concealed carry permit systems, though increasingly challenged, prosecute illegal use under existing criminal laws. Number 5. What gun owners should do immediately. Identify your state. Are you in one of 19 affected states? California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Washington. If yes, previously banned firearms and magazines are now legal. Purchase immediately before new restrictions. States will attempt to impose new regulations. Window of maximum freedom is right now. Visit gun stores or online retailers today. Purchase AR-15 platform rifle, standard capacity magazines, 30 round for rifles, 15 to 17 round for handguns, and ammunition. States cannot retroactively ban firearms purchased legally during this period. Document purchase dates. Keep receipts proving you purchased during legal window May 20th, 2026 onward. If states later enact new restrictions, you'll need proof of lawful acquisition during constitutional period. Understand what's still required. Must still pass background check, NICS plus state checks. Must be 21 plus for handguns, 18 plus for rifles. Federal law. Cannot be prohibited person, felon, domestic violence misdemeanant, etc. Must comply with existing waiting periods if applicable. Some states require firearm safety certificate or permit to purchase if these survive legal challenges. Join legal defense organizations, Gun Owners of America, Firearms Policy Coalition, Second Amendment Foundation fighting to maintain this victory and prevent states from imposing new restrictions. Membership and donations support ongoing litigation, monitor state legislation. California, New York, Illinois, and other states will enact emergency legislation attempting to restrict newly legal firearms. Follow state gun rights organizations for alerts, attend state legislative hearings, contact representatives opposing new restrictions, prepare for potential reversal. Liberal justices dissented, states petitioning for rehearing and stay. Small possibility court could stay ruling pending further review or reverse on rehearing, unprecedented but theoretically possible. Purchase now while ruling in effect. Bottom line, Supreme Court emergency ruling May 20th, 2026 strikes down assault weapon bans and magazine capacity limits in 19 states. Core holding. Assault weapon bans violate Second Amendment by banning firearms in common use, 24 million AR-15, based on cosmetic features. Magazine limits violate Second Amendment by restricting standard capacity magazines, 17 to 30 rounds. No historical tradition of banning cosmetic features or magazine capacity. Why 6-3 emergency? Conservative majority. Roberts, Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Barrett. Granted emergency relief due to circuit split and ongoing constitutional violation. Bypassed normal process to immediately restore rights. 19 states affected. Assault weapon ban struck in 10 states. CA, CT, DE, HI, IL, MD, MA, NJ, NY, WA. Magazine limit struck in 14 states. CA, CO, CT, DE, HI, IL, MD, MA, NJ, NY, OR, RI, VT, WA. What's legal? AR-15, AK-47, AR-10 pattern rifles, semi-auto shotguns with pistol grips, any semi-auto rifle with detachable magazine and banned features. Standard capacity magazines, 15 to 17 round handgun, 30 round rifle, 40 to 50 to 100 round extended. No capacity limit. State response. CANYIL, vowing enhanced regulations, training, insurance, registration. Gun rights groups declaring victory. Retailers reporting unprecedented demand. Gun owners. Purchase immediately before new restrictions. Document purchase dates. Must pass background checks, age requirements, waiting periods. Join legal defense organizations. Monitor state legislation. Subscribe because this emergency decision changed what's legal in 19 states. And understanding which firearms and magazines you can purchase determines whether you exercise restored rights today. Emergency ruling strikes down assault weapon bans and magazine limits. Purchase AR-15S and standard magazines now.